What's up guys? Hopefully you are doing well. So it's time for another video. And today I thought I would talk about the Inghams and more specifically Sarah Ingham. Now it seems that Sarah Ingham has developed a very nasty habit. All we've seen the last few weeks is her kind of bragging and showing off about what she can afford to buy her kids. Now, I'm not in any way saying that they're not allowed to buy what they want, or they're not allowed to spend, their money, or they're not allowed to do this, that, or the other. But they don't need to keep bragging and showing off and rubbing it in people's faces about what they can afford to buy for their kids. That's what it's like, yeah. It's like I don't have them. I don't have an issue with them wanting to spend money or them wanting to buy what they want. It's when people start bragging and showing off that I really start to take issue with what they do. Because I can't stand people who feel the need to feel the need to do that. Because there's just no need, for people to brag and show off about what they can afford to buy, for their kids. No one really gives a damn about that. It doesn't matter what she can afford to buy for her kids. No one cares about that. She just needs to wind her flaming netting and give it a rest with the constant bragging and showing off. But it feels like that's all we've seen. For the past few weeks, is Sarah Ingham showing off what she's brought for her kids, and what she's brought her kids for Christmas. And it's like, we're only going to end up seeing that stuff again on Christmas Day. It's like, why show all the stuff before Christmas now, and then end up showing it again on Christmas Day? I feel like they're going out of their way to try and be, to be extra controversial this year. That's what it feels like with Chris and Sarah. It feels like they're trying to be, extra controversial this year. Like they're going out of their way to cause controversy in whatever way they can. And, you can really see that people are starting to get fed up with the constant hauls, her constantly, fed up with her constantly showing what she's brought and all that, I even saw some comments on their vlog yesterday from Genuine iFam who were saying they were getting bored of the constant hauls and things like that. This was Genuine iFam. It's just, as I said, I don't understand why they feel the need to constantly brag and show off and rub it in people's faces about what she can afford. Chris isn't too bad, he's not so bad when it comes to the bragging and showing off. Obviously, that there's a lot of bad things that can be said about him, but Sarah Ingham is definitely the worst out of the two of them when it comes to the bragging and showing off. I don't think there's anyone I've seen who brags as badly as she does. I don't even think there's hardly any other social media influencers out there that, have a tendency to brag and show off as much as she does. I look at Sue and Noel Bradley, right? They brag and show off a little bit. I don't even feel like they brag and show off as much as Sarah Ingham does. Same with Georgie and Darren Fizz. They kind of brag and show off a little bit from time to time, but again, I don't feel like they really show off as much as Sarah. I don't think there's anyone out there who brags as much as she does. She loves having an opportunity to brag and show off and rub it in people's faces about what they can afford to buy for their kids. They love having that. It's just, it's sad. It's, at the end of the day, it's a hard enough time for people, it's a hard time of year for people, for people enough as it is. And, and people don't need to see, people don't need to see Sarah Ingham constantly showing off what she's brought her kids. Like, at the end of the day, and I know that they're not to blame for, the situations that, for the crap situations that people are in, but, I'm in no way blaming them for that. This is what the iFan will say, is that, is that the Inghams shouldn't be blamed for the fact that people are in such crap situations. Nobody, I don't think anybody is really blaming them for that, or saying that it's the Inghams' fault that people are in crap situations that they're in financially. No one is saying that. No one's blaming them for that. So I don't know why the iFan think that people are blaming them for that and saying that it's their fault that people are in such a crap situation financially and whatever else. Because nobody is saying it's their fault. So I don't know where the iFan have gotten that from, because that's not what anyone is saying. What people are saying is that Chris and Sarah, and again, nobody is saying that Chris and Sarah are not allowed to spend their own money on what they want to spend it on. All people are saying is that she doesn't need to keep bragging and showing off about it all the time. She doesn't need to keep rubbing it in people's faces about what she can afford to buy her kids. It's just getting ridiculous. It's been constant since the first day of fucking Vlogmas. Oh, look what I brought my kids, it feels like it's been every single day. It feels like it's been every single vlog they put out. She's had to be showing off what she's brought her kids. And it's fucking ridiculous. It is absolutely fucking ridiculous. And they wonder why they get so much backlash. Well, maybe people are getting fed up with that. Maybe people are getting fed up with her constantly every day, having to show off what she's brought her kids. No one gives a fuck about that. Why would anyone give a damn about what she's brought her kids? It's ridiculous. And I'm not that hard down because I'm angry, and I think people like myself have every right to be angry when you've got people like them constantly bragging and showing off about what they can afford. It's getting beyond the joke. She is getting beyond the joke with it now. She's getting way too out of hand with it now. She's getting, I don't know what else to say. I'm not trying to get pissed off about this, but I'm just saying that they don't need to keep bragging and showing off about things the way they do. And it feels like these days, they're not, they're not even trying to hide the fact that they're bragging and showing off. And it's just frustrating that when you hold them out for that, it's never you that's in the wrong. It's never them that's in the wrong. You're always the one in the wrong for holding them out for bragging and showing off. It's never them that's in the wrong. They're the ones that are in the wrong, because they're the ones that are choosing to brag and show off constantly about what they can afford to buy their kids when they have absolutely no need to do, and there's absolutely no need for them to be doing that. And as I said, towards the start of the video, I really don't understand why people like Chris and Sarah feel the need to brag and show off the way they do, and why they feel the need to keep rubbing it in people's faces about what they can afford to buy their kids. It's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, and at the end of the day, it's not hard to see why people are getting so pissed off with them. All I can say is that if she keeps on with the bragging and showing off like this, they will keep losing viewers. They will, people will keep getting more people will start getting pissed off, and they will start to rapidly lose viewers. And I hope that they're prepared for that. As I said, when it comes to the bragging and showing off, I feel like Chris Ingham isn't too bad. I do feel like Sarah Ingham is definitely the worst one out of the two of them for that. It's like, as I said, it's felt like every vlog they've put out recently has been, we've seen Chris, we've seen Sarah, it's like she's had to show off what she's brought her kids, and it's like, I can't stand people like that who always feel like they have to show off what they brought their kids. Like, it's just ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, this was one of the reasons. I mean, I feel like there are that that this is one of the biggest reasons why they get more backlash than a lot of other people do. A lot of other family vloggers do in general, because yeah, they do get a lot more backlash than other family vloggers do. And you should, it's not really hard to see why that is. Because there are a lot of other family vlogging channels out there, but I don't feel like there's another family vlogging channel out there where you've got parents that are bragging and showing off in a worse way than what Sarah Ingham is. You know, there's just no need for it, absolutely no need for it whatsoever. And the fact that they feel the need to do that. The problem is, you know, it's like, all you're seeing with the Inghams at this time of the year, mate, at this time of year especially, is pure selfishness and greed. That's what it comes down to. It's pure, it comes down to pure selfishness and pure greed. And you really start to see the worst of that in people at this time of year. You really start to see the selfishness and greed in some people. And I feel like we're really starting, this Vlogmas, we're really sort of seeing the selfishness and the greed in the Inghams. And how selfish and greedy they can be. They're the most, Chris and Sarah are probably the most greedy, selfish, entitled people I have ever seen on the internet. And that's putting it mildly. I wish there was something more positive I could say. But there really isn't. There's not really anything positive I can say at this point, because, at the end of the day, it's like, why should people say, oh, you should be more respectful and this, that, and the other, and it's like, but at the end of the day, I don't see why I should have to be respectful to people like Chris and Sarah when they're constantly when they're constantly choosing to brag and show off and basically rub it in people's faces about what they can afford to buy their kids. There's no, I mean, you don't see hardly any other parent who feels the need to do that. But they do. They seem to feel the need to brag and show off and rub it in people's faces constantly, And, that's one of the reasons why they get so much backlash. And it's not hard to see why they get so much backlash. And I feel like the backlash that they get is very well deserved, because you can see they're really starting to piss a lot of people off now. I know I'm not the only one who has had enough, who's had enough of the constant bragging and showing off. I think it's starting to do it. They're starting to do a lot of people's heads in with it now. They just need to give it a flaming rest and wind their fucking necks in. Because, at the end of the day, people, at the end of the day, people continue to rapidly lose respect for them if they keep going on like this. They're getting beyond the joke. This constant fucking every single day. Look what I bought my kids. Look what I bought. Oh, look what I bought my kids. Oh, look what I bought my kids. No one gives a shit. No one gives a fuck about what she's bought her kids. And no one ever will give a fuck about what she's bought her kids. That's all I can say. I don't mean to sound angry, but to be honest with you, I am. I'm angry because I can't stand people like that, or like assholes like them who think it's okay to brag and show off and rub it in people's faces about what they can afford to buy their kids. Regardless of what people say, there are no excuses and no justifications for that. There are no excuses or justifications for them choosing to brag and show off and rub it in people's faces about what they can afford to buy their kids. You know, there's no excuses or justifications for her constantly feeling the need to show off what she's brought her kids in every fucking vlog that they put out there on the every fucking vlog they put out there. You know, and this is what it feels like. It feels like every single fucking vlog they have put out there since the first day of fucking Vlogmas, all we have seen is her showing off what she's brought her kids. It feels like that's all we've fucking seen since day one of Vlogmas, is her showing what she's brought her kids. I brought my kids this, I brought my kids that. No one gives a fucking shit about what she's brought her kids. Oh, look at me, I brought my kids this, I brought my kids that. Fuck off. Seriously, just fuck off. You know, I've had enough of it now. You know, they are doing people's heads in with it now. You know, they are getting, she is getting beyond a fucking joke. Not so much Chris, it's fucking Sarah that is the problem. Sarah is the biggest problem when it comes to the bragging and showing up. She's the worst fucking one for it. You know, and she ain't even trying to hide it at this point. She ain't even trying to hide the fact that she's trying to brag and show off. I know they'll deny it, I know they'll say they're not trying to do that, but I think it's become very clear that they are. That's exactly what they're trying to do. And the sooner people realise that, the better. You know, I'm not going to apologise for saying that. Because it had to be said. It just had to be said. You know, she is getting beyond a fucking joke with it now. She is now but a big, fat, lazy, greedy, selfish trollop. And she's a fucking bragger. That is what Sarah Ingham is, a fucking bragger. Simple as that. She's the biggest fucking bragger I have ever seen on the internet. I have never seen a bigger fucking bragger than her. People like, you know what, right? People like her disgust me. The greed and the selfishness of them at this time of year is fucking atrocious. They are really selfish, horrible, entitled people. And I will say that because it's true. That's exactly what Chris and Sarah Ingham are. They are two very greedy, selfish, nasty, horrible, entitled people. And they're really showing the best of them. They're really showing who they really are at this time of the year. They're really showing just how bad family vlogging channels can be at this time of year. I'm really starting to see why people hate family vlogging channels so much at this time of year. It's really not hard to see why. No, it's not obviously, you know, I know it's not just a brag, it's more the fact that the kids have to part with being filmed on Christmas Day. And I've given my opinion on that already. You know, I've said my piece on that in a video I put out the other day. You know, at the end of the day, I've said enough on this. I've said enough on my feelings about this. So I'll leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed this video anyway, and I'll see you for another one soon. Bye bye.